one you guys have done?
This is the first.
No shit.
Yes,
You're
you're
first and last.
No. So you think, pal.
You're our starting point. This is the starting point.
Yeah, it only goes up from here.
Yeah, you got to start low, man.
Yeah, so we're good. Really quick, tell Pamela what we talked about that like TomTom did, because I actually think this is like super cool.
Oh, what they did? Yeah. So, are you familiar with the show?
Kind of.
I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Tom and Tom. Well,
I know who they are.
Yeah. So Tom and Tom, they did like a fundraiser for the staff. They did Cameo, which you know what that is.
Cameo?
Cameo is like it's a thing where like you give celebrities money and then they'll give you like a shout out to one of your friends, like happy birthday Pamela, thank you, blah blah blah. Like they'll do that. So they did a Cameo fundraiser where they got $50,000 for us through that. And
they did.
So we all got like $800 checks, you know, just to like hold us off for like whoever needs it.
Yeah, that was gonna be one of my questions, kind of like how quickly did things turn around for you? Like once the quarantine rules kind of settled in, because it started, you know, outside of the States, obviously. Mm-hmm. No one believed that it was going to get to the point it did. Like I remember telling people, oh, it's going to happen. We're going to get quarantined. We're going to be on lockdown. I was like, no, they're never going to do that here. They're never going to do that. That's all rumors. And then sure enough, we got hit, and I feel like it did happen pretty much overnight. How quickly do you feel like it did happen for the restaurant for you, or for the bar?
Dude,
it's a bar restaurant, right?
Well, so it happened the day I was supposed to work. And I mean, I was like pretty hungover that day, I'm not gonna lie. So I didn't even want to work to begin with. And I'm like, okay, it was a Sunday, and I'm like, dude, everybody's kind of shut down, everybody's scared. I'm like, we might shut down tonight. We're all kind of thinking about it. I got called off of work that night. And then about an hour later, they shut down. And luckily, I wasn't there because they cleaned up the entire restaurant. Like whoever was there had to clean up the entire restaurant, put everything away. It happened really quick. Like as soon as Abby did it, and everywhere around West Hollywood, we were like the second ones to go.
So leading up to it, do you feel like people were already starting to like get scared? Did you see the numbers kind of shorten and like see less and less people?
Oh, definitely. So I like broke my finger. Like my finger's like fucked up. And so I was wearing a glove while I was working. And like every single person was like, dude, are you like that tripping out about the coronavirus? I don't care about the coronavirus. Because I had a glove on. I'm like, dude, I don't care. It's just like I fucked up my finger. And so, yeah, I mean, I knew it was coming for sure. Like as soon as somebody else, I knew we were the last ones because Ken and Lisa, the owners, they don't want to close. I know that for sure.
You guys were definitely one of the last ones, because I remember like everything else was shut down, but somehow TomTom was like still open for business.
I saw Lisa actually had an interview, and she said how she was one of the last restaurants in West Hollywood, including Pump Answer, to close down because she knew that would mean having to lay off people.
Yeah, I mean, luckily none of us got laid off, but I mean, knowing them, they want to stay open, they want to generate business. I mean, I thought they were gonna open up like a kiosk, like outside, you know, like I don't even knowing those guys. Like we were like, it'll be me like bartending on a Monday outside, like you know, whoever's in the streets, like homeless. But
you think they'll be one of the first to open back up?
Yeah, man. As soon as we get the clear, like from health or whatever, whoever's gonna let us open, we're gonna open for sure. Nobody's been laid off yet, thankfully, but I mean, temporarily laid off, yeah, but.
So people have been furloughed with like the guarantee to come back. Got it.
Right. I mean, we got an email from Ken, which is the owner. He's like, you know what? This is nowhere. This is not like a firing email or anything, but we do have to shut down. It's been like, what, 2 months now? Or it's going to be 2 months when this whole thing's over. Hopefully. I don't know. They're saying May 15th.
Yeah. May 15th would be a good time.
Man. I mean,
I don't either. I think they're being hopeful, but I just don't see how the East Coast, New York, Maryland, Virginia, I think Vermont, I'm not positive, but a lot of the states in the East Coast, they're quarantined until June 13th, and that's like a hard until June 13th closure.
Yeah.
I think we're more lenient here for sure. I was just talking to this girl a minute ago, and she was coming back from Arizona. She said the 101 is even worse right now than it is on a regular Monday. Which means people are just out and about. They don't give a shit. Like, I think people in LA are starting not to care as much.
People are stopping. Like, the people are starting to protest.
Like,
I mean,
we've had enough of this shit.
Yep.
People are over it. People are like, fuck this. Like, we're bored. People are bored. I think that's what it comes down to. Like, work aside, like, I think people are over it. They're over sitting at home. They're over not being allowed to, like, go visit their friends. Whatever it is, like, people are just bored.
It's cabin fever right now.
Oh, 100% cabin fever.
I think if you're like me, you're like, you go in like fluctuations. Like one day you're like, I'm so content with just being at home, being a piece of shit. And like the next day it's like a 180. Like, dude, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I'll go outside and like read a book. Like I'm like going crazy.
That's how you know.
That's how you know.
Yeah, that's rock bottom for Sharif. Yeah. I read a book, and I knew my days were numbered.
I read a book and I knew it was over for me.
Yeah, that was it.
All right,
my sanity was dwindling.
Yeah.
I'm gonna crack the seal on this one. So you got to tell us at least something. You don't have to give us the craziest story from TomTom, but you got to give us something.
From TomTom, dude.
Hopefully you don't get fired.
Yeah, every day I work there is like crazy as hell. But we have a lot of like people. We have a lot. Okay, so like a lot of gay guys there. Like obviously you know it's a gay like club. Like
sure.
West Hollywood. They like don't have any filter at all. They don't have any filter. They don't have like they'll offer you money. Like we went outside, dude. This guy, like we just got off of work. This guy came up to us. He was like super fucked up. He's like, dude, what's your price? And I'm like, what do you mean, what's my price? And he's like, every fucking straight man has a price. Give me your price. And he's like an accountant. He's like, I'm an accountant. Don't worry about it. That's not crazy, but that just says the shit that I have to deal with, man. The crazy shit happens after TomTom when you leave at like 2 o'clock in the morning.
All the employees.
Actual like within TomTom, nothing like that is like out of the ordinary. It's like when you leave that people start to harass you. Not harass, but like come at you with like some aggressive comments, I guess.
No, in like during TomTom hours, yeah, for sure. There's a lot of harassment, especially on Saturdays and Sundays. Like there's been things I can't really talk about because people have gotten fired and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely don't want you to go back to no job.
Yeah, so but for the most part, it's a lot of like, there's not that many like sexual things that are happening in between coworkers. It's just happening between like people that regularly come in and because this is like the thing about TomTom. We're like a very tourist place, so it's people are there for like one night, you know, and they're
like for the show. Do you think that's all because of the show?
Yeah, it's probably 95% of our clientele is coming from out of the state, out of the country, Australia, Canada, are main ones, and they want to come in and just see this place because they've been watching it on TV for like the last 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah.
And they just want to have one crazy night, so they don't give a shit who it's with, and they just want to say like they've been with somebody from TomTom. And it's really crazy, but like we get one-nighters, so everybody has a hotel like right next to our place. And we get like a weird offering, so guys.
So are Tom and Tom there as often as like often, or like is it every so often?
Tom and Tom are there a lot. They're quite a bit, like 3 days a week, I would say, at least one or the other. And then the weekends, like usually both of them are there.
Both of them are there on the weekends?
Yeah, Friday, Saturday, you'll see them there for sure.
What's the wife's name? Katie?
Tom Schwartz's wife, his name is Katie, yeah.
Does she go in there too, or is it usually?
Yeah. You know, like about 6 months ago, like everybody was coming in. Everybody's coming in. We got a little bit stricter about like different policies, so they stopped coming in. But it was like a Vanderpump Rules, like spot.
Like hot spot, like
yeah,
they
like
were going there.
I mean, they would come like after Sir, they would come over to TomTom, and because we would be open like the latest, so everybody would end up at TomTom for sure.
Got it.
So,
I feel like I could, if I just keep asking you questions, eventually you'll just spill all the beans.
Yeah. I'm gay, dude. It's got one day.
Yeah. You're killing this, man. So like outside, I'll give you a break from TomTom for a second. Yeah. I mean, like a lot of other people, like I feel like in that industry, they're all doing other things. And I feel like a lot of it's like acting or modeling and that kind of stuff, which you've done quite a bit of, all that kind of stuff. But you also did a lot of reality TV. Give me like the most like unique experience like with reality TV.
Okay, wait, pause. I didn't know you did reality TV.
Oh yeah.
I had no idea. What have you done?
No, I mean I've done a lot of dating shows.
Dating shows.
No,
Sharif's
no,
trying to
not
find
like dating shows.
love.
I've done like the Food Network. He knows, Sean knows. I did like Worst Cooks in America, which is yeah, it is a reality show, but that was kind of like that was probably one of the funnest ones I've done, just because like it was a different experience. Like you're in New York for a month and you have no cell phones, no whatever. It's pretty much this. Like we were in quarantine in New York. You know, there was absolutely nothing going on, no phones, no nothing. We had like chaperones take us to the bathroom. Like that's how strict they were. So that was really fun. But
Because they don't want stuff to leak, or
yeah, they don't want anything to. They wouldn't even let us listen to the radio. Like I don't know what that has to do with anything, but they wouldn't let us listen to the radio. They wouldn't let us go to the bathroom by ourselves. It was just like insane. It was like quarantine times a million. But it was cool because you were on a show. So the next day we go to the Food Network and like, you know.
yeah, you were definitely in some reality TV shows because like you would just go dark for like months at a time.
Yeah,
Like
dude,
no one would know where you are, and then you just turn on like MTV and Sharif's like making out with some chick, and
no,
like
I did this bachelor thing, dude, and they like it was this girl and she had to pick from like 20 guys, and it was like a dating app like thing. I think it only aired in like Denmark or something. I ended up winning that one though. That was
Oh,
dope.
awesome.
Yeah, so that was kind of cool. Like, well, I only got casted for like a night, and this casting director was like, "I really want you to do it. It'd be great. It's only gonna be one night, though. Don't worry about it." Like, cause I was like busy at the time, and I'm like, I can't do more than one night. She's like, "Okay," but the girl picked me, and she wanted to go further, and they're like, "Okay, we need you another night." So I kept like up in the ante for like the price that they needed to pay me, which is good. But she kept picking me, and it was like a month and a half later that I was still on the show. So at that point, I was like making up shit. I was like, I have this like fucking $5,000 commercial I gotta do this weekend. I can't compromise it for this. Like knowing goddamn well, like they needed me for that. They can't be like, where'd that guy go? He's like the finalist.
Yeah.
you were like your own agent basically.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, I gotta swing this in my direction like right now. Because like they need, I mean, you can't be on The Bachelor and then like all of a sudden some guy disappears. You know, like,
For sure.
what happened to that guy? You know. So, but I knew they needed me. So I mean, that was a good one too, and I ended up winning that. And I have yet to see the footage. Unfortunately, I don't know where it is. It's in like Denmark or somewhere in Europe.
You gotta make a trip to Denmark then.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to like hack into their thing because I'm still in contact with the girl, and she hasn't seen it either. So. Yeah.
Interesting. So you've been on reality shows looking for love, Sharif.
I'm not exactly looking for love, but
Looking for that paper.
yeah, looking for that baby.
And maybe love comes with it. Maybe it doesn't.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know. I mean, I think that's why everyone goes on The Bachelor. What?
Oh, no, I was saying I kind of like that girl, but it ended like really quick. Like everything. So I like that whole Bachelor thing. Like I don't believe any of that shit.
Yeah.
I know exactly how that is behind the scenes. It is not as real as you would ever think.
You're the reality TV guru, so
yeah,
whatever you say goes.
You can't be on a conversation with somebody and they're like, cut. Like, you're like she's like crying. You're like, just keep that cry real quick.
Yeah.
Like, don't stop. He's still a piece of shit. Just keep going.
Crying. He's coming back.
No,
Give him
totally.
a cigarette break.
So Pam, Sharif was obviously at one point a South Bay resident, and then
Oh, you were?
Yeah, Redondo Beach.
Hell yeah. So you know about those Hermosa nights.
Not really.
You didn't go to Hermosa? Did you always work in West Hollywood?
For the most part, I always worked in the Hollywood, West Hollywood, that area, yeah. I did have my nights in Hermosa. Sean, don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about.
No, we definitely got into some trouble. Yeah. That's been I think it's in our past. I haven't done a Hermosa night in a long time.
I don't think anyone's had any kind of nights in a while.
It's true. That's true. That's true.
I would like kill for Hermosa.
Right? I think anyone would. Honestly, once this lifts, like I feel like people are gonna lose it. Like it's gonna be a madhouse everywhere. Hollywood, West Hollywood.
What do you think it's gonna be? Because do you think it's gonna be like mayhem after this, or like
oh yeah,
gonna be broke though? It's like people are not gonna be able to pay for drinks and go out and stuff. So
wrong.
I think people are getting so much unemployment right now. People are still afloat. I don't think people are going to be making it rain, but people are for sure going to be going out. People are going to be pre-gaming, getting drunk at their house, and then making their way to the bars.
Oof,
Yeah, I could
That's
totally.
what's going to happen.
And
People are
honest,
going to be drinking at home all the time.
all the time. And people,
all the time.
I feel like hospitality took like the biggest hit. So I actually feel like tips are going to be like
People are going to come in and be like,
yes.
here, we'll buy 3 shots off of you.
Yes.
We're so happy you guys are open.
You would hope so, but you never know. It could be either way because like.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is new for all of us, so who knows?
Yeah, I just don't know how it's going to be when we all open up. I think it's going to be very slow and gradual. I don't think everything's going to open up at the same time. I think maybe like a few places at one time, and then I don't know. I don't see it ending that quickly.
I don't see May. I think May, I mean, it'd be cool, but I don't see a lot of things opening up in May. Maybe a few, but.
And either way, I feel like it's still going to be a slow rollout. So be interesting to see what kind of rules and stuff like that, or if you're just allowed to open up business as usual, or if there's going to be some kind of like protocols and stuff in place.
Yeah,
it's going to be different for everyone for sure.
Yeah, man, it's like the doctor's office. Like you go in there and they're like, oh, it's going to be 30 minutes, and then be like, that's going to be another 20 minutes, and then be like, oh, it's another hour. That's how this thing's going. They're not going to tell you like the whole like it's going to be 5 months. They're going to gradually like give you shit.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
Love it.
Well, I have a question about your work. I know that you guys were trying to segue away from it, but I do have a question. As a bartender, obviously you work in West Hollywood, so it's a lot more gay dudes, but like the straight women that do go in there, is it common for you guys to end up getting someone's number at the bar?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, like no doubt. Yeah, I got this other guy I work with, like him and I don't know, like right the night before we went back to this girl's hotel and we had a good time. I didn't know it was the last time we're gonna be out in a while, but I would have capitalized it a little bit more. But yeah, they give us their number, like and then they always want to meet up afterwards, and it's definitely a fun place. It's one of the most like lenient spots I've ever worked in my life.
What got you to TomTom's? Like, how'd you end up there?
You know what? I was like done with the bartending scene, at least like bartending like at a place. I was doing my own thing, like bartending, like parties, like house parties and stuff like that. But I was done like bartending at like an actual like bar and stuff like that. But I had a friend come up to me, and he was the GM at the time at TomTom. He's like, "This place would be great for you. You would love it. You would fit in just well, man." And he's like, "Just come in. Just like please come in. Like I'll get you a job as a bartender." I came in. I interviewed. I thought I had the job because like I don't know if you've watched the show, but my interview is on one of the episodes, and I came there and I was like on my way to a bachelor party. I was like, I'm not waiting in this long ass line. But I think they were just like recording it for the show, just to make it seem like there was a lot of people. Like,
oh, got it.
Yeah, he's like, just go to the front, and then I did the interview. It was on the show, and then yeah, that was it. Now it took a long time to get that place running. It was like a shit show for a while.
Really?
There was like 30 bartenders, and I went down to like 12, and yeah, it was kind of like.
Don't you feel like 12 bartenders is kind of a small amount, though?
Yeah, well, I mean, up until we had one section. It was like a very very narrow section, and then we just opened the second half. So now we have like 9 bartenders at one time working on the weekends. We usually had 3 or 4. So now we have doubled in size, and it's like that much bigger. But at the beginning, yeah, before we opened that second side, we only had like 8 bartenders in total. It dwindled down. Like people left, people got like canned. A lot of shit goes down over there. I mean, I don't know. It's crazy. There's a few of us OGs that still work there, and it's only been open for like a year and a half, or pushing 2 years.
Got it. So do TomTom? That's so weird to say. Do Tom and Tom both like really have control over the restaurant? Like, is it really kind of their baby, or are Lisa and Tom they're kind of guiding their way? Because this is their first like business venture, isn't it?
Yes, I know. I mean, I don't want to get too far into that because I don't know how much.
I mean, definitely don't say too much. But just from what I've seen on the show, it's theirs. But I know Lisa and Tom, I'm sure they've got to be guiding them because they're technically the actual owners, right?
Lisa and Ken are the owners. Lisa Vanderpump. She owns all those places.
Yeah.
They do have a stake in it for sure. I don't know what the percentage is off the head, but like Tom and Tom do have a stake in it, and I mean they have a lot of fun with it too. They come in all the time.
I was about to say, so are they like very hands-on?
Yeah. Oh, then they're like two of the coolest guys I've ever met too. Honestly, they're both so dope. I don't know if we went through this before or after, but like they raised like $50,000 for us, through Cameo, and like they got us to pay the whole staff. I don't know how many there are of us. I didn't really think about it at the time. I think it was like
They actually care about you guys. Like it's not just a business to them.
Like if you look at all these other like owners and stuff like that, they shut down. They lay people off. These guys are like trying to make money for us. They've been bartenders before,
True, yeah.
Like Sir and Vanderpump Rules. It's all about like the industry. Like they all started off. I think Tom found a job off of Craigslist, 9 years ago, whatever the hell, and he started becoming a bartender. So they know, dude. Like Tom will like slip us like $100 bills at the end of the night.
That's
Just
really
like,
sweet.
Thank you. Like he's really cool. Like they're both really nice. They've been there before. I think that's especially like very important to have bosses, or I wouldn't say there are bosses, but like people above us that know how it is to be a bartender.
That have been in your shoes.
Yeah, absolutely. Like they've both been there, and they're both like super supportive. They're very nice, and like it's like a pleasure working with those guys for sure.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
Love it.
I think it's a good insight for people to know because what you see on a show is a show.
Yeah.
How real are you really getting those people's like characters? They can put on a show. They're also painted on in production. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And you know what? I've only watched the show once.
Wow, really?
I've seen one episode, yeah. Like whatever, if I'm like on it, like in the background or whatever, people will send me clips. But I've only watched one episode. It's hilarious, but it's some people might think they're like dicks or something. No, they're like super fucking nice. They're like such down to earth guys. So it's don't believe everything you see on reality TV because a lot of those people are like, I wouldn't say forced, but like you need.
Well, a lot of it's done in the editing room.
Yeah, you need drama. Like I've been on other reality shows too. Like I was doing this thing on Eve. I was hoping to have my own show at one point, and
you weren't dramatic enough.
We had it. No, I was actually. No,
I'm kidding.
The people that I was with are like crazy, and I was trying to be like the mellow one, especially because I was like, we had this. It was called The Staff, and like he actually bought the show, and it was me. I was a chef, and then we had these two girls. We were through parties for like millionaires, and I was a chef. We had like receptionist, a pool boy. It's like 6 of us. We were called The Staff, and we did this like cool pilot, and yeah, unfortunately it did get picked up. Like we thought it would for sure, but I don't know where I was getting with that.
Basically, reality TV thrives on drama and painting out different things. It's not all real, obviously.
Right. Yeah. So like in that instance, like they're like, dude, you got to be more aggressive, Like the next time I'm like fucking yelling for no reason, like, at nobody. You just got. They need. Like, people love drama. Dude. They feed off of that shit. They want to see people like doing worse than they are, which will make them feel a lot better.
So true.
Wow, that's so sad. My favorite show for so long was Bad Girls Club. All they did was fight.
Yeah.
All they did was fight and yell at each other, and I was like, wow, they're really dysfunctional.
Yeah, you're like, fuck, my life is not that bad. Because everybody's like, oh, Vanderpump. They always ask me like the first thing, like, is Tom here? Is Tom here? Like, oh, like, who do you know here? Are you dating anybody? I'm like, all this crap. And they're like TomTom is like, or Vanderpump Rules is my guilty pleasure. Like, it makes me feel so good about my life. And I'm like, it's just weird. I'm like, and I get it because I see like shit shows and it makes you feel better. But those people are doing well too. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully you don't get fired after this podcast.
I think if anything, he's painted pretty light on them.
No, totally. No,
I will say, Sharif, once the quarantine is done and you go back to work, what is your signature cocktail you're going to be whipping up?
You know what? I forgot how to make every cocktail. I've been out of it so long. I don't know what to do. So I was thinking about that. I'm like, shit, we're going to have like a retraining session.
What's the worst thing for like a bartender, like if someone comes in and orders a drink, what's like the one where you just turn around and like MF them like as soon as they order it?
Well, for us, because we don't have everything downstairs, like if somebody wants like a white Russian, like we have to get like cream from the kitchen, which is like bars like on the second floor. If it's like if it's Saturday, if it's during the day or like whatever, like right when we open, that's totally
Yeah.
fine. But during the nighttime, they want things that like we don't have, which we do have, but like it's like
Yeah, you can only you almost just tell them you don't have it.
yeah, when you like have 20 people yelling at you and somebody wants cream in their drink and you have to go upstairs, it's like, dude, we don't have cream, bro. No, we get it, but like it's a bitch, you know.
Yeah.
Mojitos, anything other than a vodka soda, you can go for.
So bartenders' tips for a no-go would be asking for complicated drinks, obviously, right?
Dude, honestly, it's like it's our job. I don't get when it's like there's no one there. I don't mind making anything. I mean, like the more complicated, the better, because I'll be like bored if we just open. But when it gets busy, like I feel like people should know that. Don't be ordering like martinis or like specialty cocktails when it's like a full bar and people like rushing in. Like you guys been to Hermosa? If you went to like,
Nope, never been.
Yeah.
What? I don't know that place.
Yeah, if you went to Tower 12 and you're like, let me get like a vodka martini, like $3, like you're like, what the fuck? Just
They would. They'd be like, "What? We don't make that."
Yeah, they'll say they don't make it probably, but
Wow, we're just giving Tower 12 just some publicity right now?
yeah.
Just for free?
Tower 12's cool, man. I like that place. I miss
It is.
that place. Right now I do, but wait till everything.
Which leads me into my last thing here. What's the very first thing you're gonna do when this whole quarantine is done? First thing.
Bro, first thing, 100% getting some sushi, man. Like that's the one thing I can't like make by myself. You know, I can like I'm craving Korean barbecue, and like restaurants are like the main thing that I'm missing. I don't care about bars, man. I work at a bar, like I'm there every day. But like Korean barbecue, I've been doing that almost every day, just like rice and steak and all that. But sushi, man. What about you guys?
I want to go to a cafe. Honestly, I want to go to a cafe, order a nice cup of like hot like coffee, like a cappuccino, order a pastry or some like kind of breakfast dish, and just watch people. I just want people watch at a cafe.
That's awesome. I like that, Sean.
Tower 12.
Yeah.
And he's not lying.
No.
I'm probably gonna get a text the day of. Like, man, where you at? I'm in Hermosa.
What it do?
What it do? I'm in Hermosa. And I'm like, oh man, it's begun again.
One thing I actually really miss before we go is like basketball games. I don't know when that's gonna start, or like
Sports. I miss sports.
Sports in general, man. Hockey, basketball,
Soccer, baseball.
cricket, dude. I don't give a shit. I watch like a mini golf tournament right now, dude.
I just want to see people again, like doing fun stuff together.
I know. When's the last time you gave somebody a hug?
Dude, I don't even hug like the people I like live with. I'm like scared.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know. Yeah, I went to like Boiling Crab to see a friend, and then he gave me like one of these. Like what the fuck? What is that?
Dude, when I see my grandma, we stay